Another way to another way to soften skin is to use a high pass effect. Now normally we use high pass to sharpen, right? For example, if I did Control J on this on the duplicated layer and I went to Filter, Other, High Pass, and I clicked OK, and I changed the top to, say, Overlay or even Soft Light, it's sharper, right? And it might even be too sharp with something like the Overlay. Do Soft Light, that looks pretty good. I'm going to show you a way to use this to invert the effect, though, so it actually softens the skin instead of making it sharper. So go ahead and open up prog.jpg or any portrait photo that we want to soften the skin of. Then press Ctrl J on the PC or Command J on the Mac. So press Control I or Command I on the Mac, Control I on the PC. That inverts it, so it looks like a negative. Now let's change the layer blending mode, though, to Overlay, and it doesn't look good right now. All right, we're going to change this effect, though. So go ahead and go to Filter, Other, and then High Pass. And let's do about 8 pixels for this effect if you're using this photo. And click OK. And so that's really blurry, right? And we could adjust the opacity and try to use that, but we can actually add a blur, and it's going to get rid of some of that heavy blur. I know that doesn't seem to make sense, but if you go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and if I bring it all the way to the left, it doesn't do much, right? If I bring it all the way to the right, it sharpens it. So it's actually having the opposite effect. Why is that? Well, that's because we inverted it. So it's having an inverse effect. So let's go to about maybe 1 pixel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think for this one, it's not that large of a file. I think 1 pixel should be fine. Maybe even, maybe 2 pixels. Make it not as blurry. All right, then click OK. And then hold Alt on the PC or Option on the Mac. Add a layer mesh to this top one. And we just need to paint some white in with a soft edge brush, just like we did with the first method of skin softening. All right, just around these areas, not along the areas that would need detail, like the mouth and the nostrils and some of these lines here in the edges. We don't want to soften those areas, but I think these smile lines here are fine to soften. And again, we can Alt-click and adjust the mask that way as well. Alt-click the Alt or Option-click the mask. So there you go, and you can bring the opacity down if you want. Something like 90%, I think on this example looks pretty good. It just softens the skin a little bit, but still retaining some of the texture underneath.